A physician I know was looking for real estate to invest in. After looking at several potential residential investment properties, he couldn't make up his mind. I asked him what his dilemma was. He said, "Mark, I'm a doctor, and that's what I'm good at. I like the idea of investing in real estate so I can get better returns from my retirement, but I'm not so sure I like the idea of being a landlord." Like most physicians, do you struggle with knowing whether your private practice will produce enough money for you and your family to live on when you retire? Are you frustrated with your current investment portfolio but not sure what to do about it? Does thinking about your financial future often keep you awake at night? Well, what if there was an alternative investment solution that produced a steady and positive cash flow for you over the next 25 years? Gave you enough income to keep your current lifestyle, was low risk but still had great returns, and ultimately gave you peace of mind? My name's Mark Santiago, and I'm an investment advisor with Eon Investing and Palmer House Properties. If you answered yes to the previous questions, then I think you may benefit from what I have to say. As an investment advisor, I help doctors prepare for retirement by helping them invest in long-term real estate that produces solid returns with low risk and no management. Unfortunately, due to the current economy and the recent healthcare bill which was just signed into law, many physicians like yourself are looking for more stable investments. They're frustrated with low returns on CDs and other low-risk investments, and in fact, according to a recent survey by the New England Journal of Medicine, 29% of physicians say they will retire early due to the passage of the healthcare bill. If you retired early, would your investments be ready? Many physicians have decided that residential and multifamily real estate investing would be their best hedge against a volatile stock market and low returns on CDs and mutual funds. There are in fact many advantages to investing in residential real estate, such as positive cash flow, tax advantages. It can be even inexpensive if you buy foreclosures, and more houses ultimately equals diversification. However, there are also many disadvantages to owning residential real estate. For example, negative cash flow when the tenant moves out, rent fluctuations that cut into your profit margins, dealing with problem tenants and tenants who leave in the middle of the night, repair costs such as roof and HVAC system where you either have to fix it yourself or pay someone to fix it, thus cutting into your profit margins. And quite frankly, more houses equals more headaches. But what if there was a real estate investment that gave you positive cash flow, long-term leases, 10 to 25 years, the rent was guaranteed by a solid corporation, it had increasing rents over the period of the lease, the tenant fixed all problems with the building, including roof and structure, the tenant even paid for property and insurance and taxes. Absolutely no landlord responsibilities. Therefore, you become an investor, not a landlord. Let me introduce you to the wonderful world of net lease investing. In net lease investing, a tenant, preferably an investment-grade tenant such as Walgreens or McDonald's, leases a piece of real estate and pays for all property taxes, insurance, and sometimes all structural improvements. This is very beneficial to the investor since there are no landlord obligations. Thus, you have the benefits of owning both a hands-off investment and a piece of real estate. Remember the doctor I was telling you about in the beginning? He owned his own practice as an internalist and was looking for a retirement solution that was conservative but could do better than his current portfolio. After a few months of searching, I helped him purchase a net lease Walgreens. In his situation, the building will be paid off in 5 years, thus giving him several more years of debt-free cash flow to live on when he retires. Even if Walgreens moved out at the end of the lease, he will have already made his money back and will still be able to sell the property for a handsome profit. Now, before we wrap things up, let's look at some frequently asked questions. What are the minimum requirements to get started investing in net lease real estate? Typically, single-tenant net lease properties can be purchased anywhere from $1 million to $5 million. The minimum equity or cash invested is anywhere from 25 to 40% of the purchase price on absolute triple net properties. In some cases, investors can purchase a net lease property with very little equity, utilizing a little-known tool called a credit tenant lease program, which is ideal for investors with strong financials but little in the way of liquidity. What if I don't have enough cash to purchase a property, but would still like to invest in this type of property? There are pooling or syndication opportunities you can look into. Essentially, you and one or more investors combine your capital to purchase a property or properties together. This is a very good way to diversify your portfolio and your cash. In addition, you can hire a sponsor who acts as the general partner to manage the asset. Syndication opportunities can sometimes start as low as $25,000 invested, and they can be a great option for physicians who don't have a large amount of cash available but would still like the benefits of a net lease opportunity. If you're interested in being part of a syndication, I can assist you in getting started. I own residential real estate. Can I utilize a 1031 exchange to purchase a net lease investment? In a 1031 exchange, the IRS allows investors to protect themselves from paying capital gains taxes on profits they make from selling the real estate, as long as they funnel their profits into another piece of real estate. The IRS has said that as long as the assets are like kind, meaning both assets are real estate, then you may utilize a 1031 exchange. Thus, you can upgrade from owning several houses or an apartment complex or even a retail strip center into owning a net lease CVS pharmacy or Walgreens pharmacy or even a McDonald's ground lease. For more information about a 1031 exchange, please speak with your CPA or legal counsel. So right now, I think you have three choices. Number one, you can keep doing what you've always done and get the same result. If you're like most doctors, you're looking for ways to diversify your investments, especially for retirement. You can stay the course and miss out on making better returns that are less volatile than the stock market, or you can take the next step. Number two, you can go it alone. Maybe you've decided that net lease investing is something you are interested in, but you're not sure where to turn. Unfortunately, this is where many would-be commercial real estate investors get into trouble. Armed with some knowledge and research about markets and real estate, investors begin contacting listing agents who represent the seller's best interest, not the buyer's. The listing agents will help procure the sale, but because they do not represent the buyer, you as the investor will not get the best deal possible. In addition, you're a professional and your time is very valuable. For example, in your private practice or in your hospital, you utilize the services of nurses and administrators to complete tasks that do not utilize your time the best, so that you can focus on what you do best, and that's being a doctor. This works well in your private practice or hospital, so the same principle applies to real estate. Number three, call a professional who works on your behalf to get you the best deal possible. As a buy-side commercial real estate agent that specializes in net lease investing, I work to secure my buyer's best interest. You and I work together to establish the best solution to your investing need. From there, I'll research properties on the market to find those that meet your criteria. Once we find a property or properties that meet your criteria and you're ready to move forward, I'll begin the negotiations with the seller's agent. You'll be updated continually on the entire process. Finally, as we come under contract with the seller, I will help facilitate the deal, including working with your lender or sourcing a lender for you. The best part of my service is that most of the time, my fee is absolutely paid for by the seller. So there's usually no out-of-pocket expense to you for my services. Getting started. To get started, please call me at 678-294-8463. Or you may fill out the form below this presentation, and I'll contact you as soon as possible. This is Mark Santiago. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to hearing from you real soon.